Good morning, everyone. I'm so excited to be here with you today. My name is Karen. I will be your facilitator. In the chat supporting us is Jen K. She'll come on, give you a little wave. So if you have any issues that she's going to be there. I'm so glad I see Leah and Sherry and Steph are here. Do we have any newbies? This is our very first social. If so, let us know in the chat. I'm like looking. No one knew this morning. It's a smaller group than usual. I'm wondering if everyone's just a little bit. Oh, we do have a couple. Katie, Kat, welcome. Lexi. So glad to have you here with us. So a little bit of housekeeping, things that you should know, that this is a cameras off event for everyone besides myself, who I'm in California. So you get me with just a filter on, no makeup or anything, because it was 6:30 when I logged on this morning. Though it is a cameras off event, we do communicate through the chat. If you were on an iPad or iPhone, it will sometimes, even if you have chosen everyone, it will revert back to host and panelists. So just be aware of that. If you're like, why is no one responding? They're commenting on everything else. So, you want to make sure that chat is set to everyone, and you can see here, this is what it is. My cursor's over it of where it is that you want it to look like. With that said, let's go ahead and get started. This month's theme, we are in week 3 of September. It is going so fast, and this month's theme is flourish. Some guidelines: be kind to yourself and to others. No promotions or spam. We're very proud if you've published a book, but this isn't the place to advertise it. Respect everyone's privacy, even if you know someone outside whatever's said here. This is a safe space. No hate speech or bullying. Limit repetitive product and accessory questions. Sonder Club is a wonderful place to be able to put those in there. Jen K and I do not work for headquarters, so we don't have access to your account. So if you are having any kind of issues with delivery or anything, hello@silkandsonder.com is your go-to email address. And then remember, Sonder Socials are a tool to help elevate your emotional health through the power of community, but you are responsible for your own emotions, well-being, and decisions. This one's not going to be necessarily one that you need Kleenexes for, but sometimes the journal prompts do get that way, for myself included, even when I'm on camera. If at any point something doesn't feel right to you, it is okay for you to skip it, go to your coloring page, hang out in the chat, listen to the music, etc. This is your safe space as well. So respect where it is that you are, and realize that though we have an hour together, you don't have to complete anything in that hour. Sometimes you need to take a walk, or you need to get in the shower, and all of a sudden the journal prompt comes to you. And if it doesn't, it's totally okay. You do not have to fill out every single page. I've never filled out every single page of this journal in 3 years. Love this quote on the side: you're not a victim for sharing your story. You're a survivor, setting the world on fire with your truth. And you never know who needs your light, your warmth, and your raging courage. Oh, I love that quote so much. So let us support you in the chat, the good, the bad, all the things. A couple of groundings here. Because true belonging only happens when we present our authentic and perfect selves to the world, our sense of belonging can never be greater than our level of self-acceptance. There is no more profitable investment than investing in yourself. It is the best investment you can make. You can never go wrong with it. So thank you for investing in yourself on this Monday morning. Our agenda today is we will go through our Flourish mind map. The mind map is something, if you are new, that we can do on a separate piece of paper or on a note page in your journal, or repurpose somewhere in your journal. It will not be included in your journal. We do these in our journal. It's only offered in our weekly setup. Our rosebud and thorn is next, and then we'll get our week set up. This month, we're going to explore how we can allow ourselves to flourish into action, abundance, and joy. We have 4 different weekends to focus on flourishing this month. So week 1, we focused on what things do I need to flourish. Last week, we talked about where do I need to be to flourish. And today is Who do I need to be around to flourish? So for myself, I need to be, I'm venturing into something new. I am opening my own wellness center, and I need to be around business owners. I need to be around powerful entrepreneurs. I need to be around people who understand business. I understand Pilates really well. I understand wellness pretty well, health coaching, but I don't know how to run a business. Um, so I need to surround myself with people that can support me in that, people who can lift me up and make me feel like I can make anything possible. So that's what, in my kind of transition, is what I need. Maybe for you, you need people that are calm, or people that are adventurous to help you get out of your shell. So I'm going to show you an example. This was known as of her week one. This was done on a notes page. And you can do it here. You can do it on your scratch pad in your weekly setup, any place that you like in your journal. So I'm going to put that quote back up. I'm going to put a song on and allow you to work. And if you want to share in the chat, you can always share as much or as little as you like. You can stop the chat if this is your first time and you don't feel comfortable participating. That's absolutely okay as well. But we love hearing what it is and learning from each other's and your perspective as well as others. I love seeing people's inspiration, someone took a dance class and being around those dancers and made them feel energized. When you recognize that, you can put yourself in those places more often. Or I love the term warrior moms, being around those warrior moms, especially if you're trying to negotiate like maybe an IEP for your child, something like that totally makes sense. Some people talked about their church, partners, puppies, all of those things. And I definitely agree with all of them. We're going to be diving into our rosebud thorn. If you're new, we usually do this on the week before. So this is going to be page 44 in your journal. If not, this can be done anywhere if you don't have a journal currently. I am sharing this image that was shared in Sonder Club, and I love this rendition. Number one, I cannot draw a rose that's that beautiful, but she does her rosebud thorn, but the petals become things that she is grateful to. So she's really focusing on her gratitude. That's the word I was looking for. So a rose is a highlight, something that went well for the week. Bud is an emerging opportunity, and a thorn is a challenge. So a rose for me is that I was able to do a 2-day training at a classical Pilates studio this weekend. Because I was trained contemporary, this was very different. Some of the exercises have similar names, they are very similar, but have different names. Some of them I had not learned. And it was really great because I felt very strong, was able to do some things that other people weren't. And that made me feel really good because I've worked really hard to become strong. A bud is an emerging opportunity. I found a place that I love that I want to rent for my studio. And it might work out depending on negotiations with the landlord, but to be able to get even just the front room, it's going to need about $60,000 worth of renovations. And I know that they won't put the money into it. So making those choices is going to be hard. Hopefully we can get that out and reduced rent or something, if that's going to work for us. And then a thorn is something that is just, something that is a thorn in your side. I'd like to say that I hurt my back doing some Pilates move that was really fancy, but I fell asleep on the couch on Friday night, and I don't know why my back is so tweaked. So lots of ice and pain relievers for inflammation is on what is what my weekend consisted of when I wasn't doing Pilates. So I'm going to play another song, and we'd love to hear your rosebud thorn or whatever you feel comfortable with in the chat. We definitely had some celebrations, like a 22nd anniversary, but it definitely have been some challenges too. Those of you who struggle with migraines, I had one last week too. I thought it was just from the stress of leaving my job, because my last day at the studio I worked at was Wednesday. Um, and those of you who are working with special needs kids, if they're your own or in the classroom, I was as I was an inclusion teacher for years, and I understand how hard those meetings can be. And those of you who are struggling with health issues, I've been there, endometriosis, things so incredibly hard. So we are going to move on to our next section, which is our weekly planner. So we are moving on. We are on page 46 is where we're going to start working. And I want you to remember that time is precious, time is finite value time. So when you are going through your pages today, your time is valuable. Keep that in mind. And maybe finding that time to do that craft is going to be rejuvenating for you. Maybe that's just what your body needs. I'm going to leave the slide up for just a second. If you are brand new, I encourage you to take a picture or a screenshot of the slide. We have a lot of people who make this journal their own. I use mine basically the way it is for the most part, but a lot of people will repurpose different sections on these 2 pages with one of these ideas. I'm going to share some examples with you guys, and then I'm going to break it down in smaller chunks and give you time to work. Over here on the left-hand side, oops, my ringer wasn't turned off. Sorry about that. I love the Tada bingo. Tada is a list of accomplishments. So this is her page after the week has finished. You can see she's tracked her food on certain days, and she in the goal section didn't put numbers, and that's totally okay. Some people find the numbers very helpful. Some people find it intimidating. Over on the right-hand side, I noticed that she has coded her calendar in different ways to remind her of things that were going on. And her goals are get outside, move my body, disconnect to connect. So I really like that. And notice she just put a sticker of a quote that she liked right over here in the to-dos. So if looking at your journal and looking at your to-dos totally stresses you out, that might be a strategy that works really well for you. Also notice in her habit and activities that she's only listed 3, and that is perfectly okay. Some weeks you need to think about what's going on. Like for me, this week looks different. I'm going to be gone Thursday through Monday. I'm going to Colorado for the Great American Beer Festival for 2 nights. And then I'm going to San Diego for a music festival for 2 nights. So I know that my goals that I set need to be set Monday through Wednesday because I'm not going to have time to do it otherwise. And I might include some ideas of things I want to do in Denver when on Friday before the Great American Beer Festival. So I might repurpose based on what my week looks like. Tranquil is how she wants to feel. And I love she does a goal that is mind, body, and spirit. And she chose to put numbers down the side. Some of these things she wanted to do 7 days, some only 3. A lot of newbies will ask, what is the difference between the habit tracker that is in the monthly section versus the weekly section? The one in the weekly section are things that maybe you aren't going to do every day. Now, when I'm establishing a new habit, a lot of times I will put some of those goals that I want to do every day in both places. For me, I am starting brand new, and I need to establish habits for myself again because my habits were workday habits and now they're going to be entrepreneurial habits. So I'm going to have to sit and think about this. When my life changes, I change the way I use my journal. I love the geometrics pattern on the right-hand side in the to-do list. And I also love keep it simple and satisfying. And she's divided up her fruits and veggies so that she can color in her habits every time she eats one. So that may be a technique that seems overwhelming to you, but it seems to be, well, at least she tried it, right? Maybe it worked great for her. Maybe it didn't, but next week's a new week. If it didn't work well, you can try something different. I love the to-dos need, want, and hope. And I also love read all the books, right? In those habits, totally okay to write things that you want to do for yourself. Remember, time is a wonderful resource, but there's only so much of it. So it's okay to include things that you want to do for yourself that you know rejuvenate you, that make you flourish. The one on the right hand side, I love it, is talking about being aligned. So when she is aligned, think of she has chosen how she wants to feel. Her goals are supporting it. She's looking back at her intentions that she created at the beginning of the month. And to be aligned, I will. So her to dos are going to support how she wants to feel, and her habits are going to support that feeling of alignment. So this week, I want to feel, I'm not going to play a song for it, but I want you to take a moment to write down how you want to feel and maybe throw in the chat how it is that you want to feel this week. This week, I want to feel fun Thursday through Monday, but I want to feel accomplished Monday through Wednesday. I love this feeling as well for dogs too. Peaceful, happy, grateful, proud, happy, love, renewal, strength, all of those ways. So think about how you can support yourself to do it. Oh, I'm glad you guys like this one. Sometimes I feel growly. One girl, same. I feel growly this morning a little bit. Monday mornings are not necessarily my favorite. I also want you to think about maybe getting a post-it note and putting it somewhere so that it's front of mind of how you want to feel, or maybe making a screensaver on your computer or on your phone for the week. We're going to head into major weekly goals. I love this. It's okay to go after what you want. It might just want you to. I think a lot of times we think that, oh, but I already have so much. It's selfish of me to want more. It's okay to want more. I give you permission to seek out those goals. I'm doing it right now too. Ways that you can think about your goals. Remember, go back and check your intentions that you started earlier. And check out your monthly habit tracker. See how those habits are working for you. You can set goals through the lens of flourish. You can have no goals like no social media, no alcohol, no caffeine or sodas. You can look at other weeks that maybe you still are working on, or it could be a challenge for the week. Maybe it's, I want to hit that 10,000 steps every single day this week, or maybe you are eating a salad for lunch every day. So I'm going to play a song, go off camera, and give you some time to work on your goals. We'd love to hear them in the chat or see them in the chat. All right. Um, I love that some people are talking about delegating as something that they've been working on and giving themselves permission to be able to do that. That's one of the strategies we like to look at when we're doing the to-dos. I also love that some of you are, you got sick and your fitness challenge didn't work out the way you wanted it to. Today's a new day. If you're feeling better, why not? Start back at the beginning or jump in where you left off. There's no right or wrong way to be able to do it. I love that some of you are learning how to cook. That's so fun. I used to do the cooking social, so I absolutely love that. So now we're still on the same page, but we're going to be looking at the to-dos. Give yourself what you need today. Coffee, patience, kindness, a timeout so you don't bust a vein in your forehead. It's called self-love. Here are some examples of the way people have done bingos, but look at that Eisenhower matrix on your right hand side. That delegate is firing that window washer. Sometimes I get an extra dog walk on really busy weeks, or I have more food delivered if my husband is not going to be around. And I know that I'm not going to want to cook for myself, and that DoorDash isn't as healthy. So, it's okay to delegate those things if it makes sense for you. I am going to put on yet another song. Hope you're enjoying the music this morning. I very much am. So let us know what's on the top of your to-do list, or if you're repurposing, what are you doing with this space? Okay. Jennifer's changing her clothing from summer to fall. California, we don't really do that. We always have to have our sweatshirts out. When I was living in Texas, I didn't understand what I was like always seeing in Californians in shorts with a sweatshirt on. Totally get it now. We're going to be heading onto those habits and activities next. This beautiful picture on the left-hand side comes from our Instagram page. If you're not if you're not following them and you are on Instagram, I highly recommend it. There's a lot of really great content there. So that might give you some ideas that you might want to include in your habit tracker. And then I love this quote too, 10 years from now, make sure that you can say that you chose your life. You didn't settle for it. So I'm going to go off camera once again, and we're going to stay in, well, that was kind of 90s. Now we're going early 2000s. Oh, yes, I'm loving Helene, is that how I'm hoping I'm saying your name right? She wrote, I was just thinking this week, I want to feel peaceful. Then the three major weekly goals I will do to help me feel peaceful can lead into the weekly to-dos to accomplish the three goals so I feel peaceful. Now, how I see them, how they all intertwine. Oh my gosh. Yes. Oh, I'm so glad I said it correctly too. So bad at names. Um, Oh, Steph's talking about she needs some posture. I'll tell you, when I'm sitting, I'm at my husband's desk right now. I always have some lumbar support. This is a travel pillow that we use for camping, but I keep it right here to be able to help keep me in right alignment, especially when I'm having back pain. So we are going to move on to the next section. So we are moving over on to page 47. So notice people have definitely repurposed. So quotes instead of a meal plan, affirmations, scripture. Someone was talking about one of the books that they were studying. Maybe this is where they put their ahas. Maybe you are really working on your meditation and it's your reflection of how your meditation went that day. You can use this to fit any way you want. Maybe you're practicing calligraphy and you just find a fun challenge to write each of those words each day. I mean, you can use this however you want. The mind body health plan, she's listing, like, it looks like Raisin in the Sun. That's a play, I think. Her yoga, her massage, and then her shopping list became a place where she put some fun stickers that matched the color palette she was going for that day. Over here on the right hand side, she's starting to fill out her meal plan, but I love the shopping list became a celebrate me. I clicked it. There it goes. It's a little delayed this morning. I'm like, hold on, can you see what I'm seeing? Okay. So highlights is over here on the left-hand side. Hikes, names of hikes that she wants to go on is in the right-hand side. Maybe she's preparing for backpacking. Over here on the right-hand side, someone has gotten really specific with their meal planning. Some people like to write down what they've eaten as a record for tracking symptoms like acid reflux or migraines. And I'm also a migrainer and I know it. Oh, and I love it. Thank you so much for sharing it. Over here, I also love the tracking weight, but it doesn't have to be weight tracking. I threw away my scale about 2 years ago and I haven't looked back, but maybe you are tracking your calm or your flourishing or whatever it is that it wants to be able to do it. And yeah, staying on a budget meal planning really does help with that for sure. You can see on this one, they used that white out that is cream colored. You can get it on Amazon to kind of mark it out. So they're using it for their affirmations, and their mind body health plan became a cleaning plan. Their shopping list became a quote. Over here on the right hand side, this is very simple and I like that it's simple. I also really like that their meal plan is in pencil so they can change it, as well as their mind body health plan, just in case life happens, right? She can go back and change it based on, if the cucumber that you were planning on using got all slimy in the fridge. Life happens sometimes. So our meal plan, and I just wanted to say that I think that meal planning is one of the best ways that we can care for ourselves. It fills our body with fuel to help us get through all the harder times. And then over here on the right-hand side, it shows some other self-love, like saying no, asking for help, connecting with loved ones, following your bedtime, investing in yourself, decluttering, taking the vacation, fresh air, enjoying those hobbies like crochet, scheduling breaks during busy days, and journaling to release worries. I've shared this one a couple of times now, but if you are looking for something in your meal planning section for journaling, these are some questions that maybe you might entertain, that maybe this might be a good fit for you. At the end of this day, take a few minutes to express gratitude for what the day has brought you. There's always something to be thankful for: a smile, sunshine, music, conversation, a good workout, whatever it may be, acknowledge it. Here are some examples of those health meal plan sections. So I'm going to give you some time to work. And I think Brittany seems like a really good fit after that Justin song. Okay, we're moving on to that mind body health plan next. Once again, this is from the Instagram page. Easy self care ideas to avoid burnout. I think burnout's so common for all of us, especially those of you who are raising children, working full time, even if you're homeschooling with those kids or you have little ones at home. Oh, it is hard. I know that. Or if you're like caretaking for someone, I know if someone's husband's recovering from surgery. So maybe some of these ideas might be helpful for you. And then I just wanted to point out the self-soothe versus self-care. Self-soothe or those spa dates and those things that feel really good, but self-care is like that meal planning, being mindful, doing the meditation, things that are going to help you in the long run. Here's some more examples. Some people like alliteration. Some people like to give themselves choices on their workout. Some people love the seven types of rest. You can see that right in the middle. Some people repurpose it for however it is that they want. I'm going to go off camera and give you a little bit of time to work on this one. Okay, so we are going to tackle that shopping list next. Okay, here are some examples. If like for me, I'm changing mine to a packing list this week. I love the energy givers, or maybe you make a flourish bingo. Maybe you use a quote that you saw today, or things that you need to do. Maybe you do Wordle or Duolingo or one of those types of things, and this can help you stay accountable on that. And yes, Leanne, it is amazing how we all have a lot in common. We all definitely are like crafty people, book lovers, all of those kinds of things. The last section we're digging into today is that I am loving. And I love this quote too. You will change the world just by being a warm, kind hearted human being. I'm not going to play a song for this one, but I am going to give you a moment to write it down. Oh, and I'm sorry, left leg front splits. Whew, that makes me hurt thinking about it. So tell me in the chat, what is it that you are loving right now? I am loving my husband so much. When my back was hurting, I asked if he would make jambalaya for me because I'm from the South, and he did. And he even made me a Sazerac to go with it. And last night, my back still wasn't feeling great. And he made homemade pasta with um, fresh tomatoes and basil and grilled up a little bit of chicken that we had. So I love it. Okay, we got football season, cooler weather. Hi, Jennifer Kay. She's so glad not to have weekend plans. She's been having so many family celebrations. They all kind of came at once. Christine, I love that you just moved into your new place and that you are absolutely loving it. Isn't it powerful when you can make all the choices and you don't have to compromise? I have a friend who, when she was going through a separation, she bought a hot pink couch and I loved it so much. I wanted to give us a couple of minutes here at the end to share some ideas about those weekly spreads. So a lot of people are like, what do I do with those weekly spreads? And so here are some ideas. Some people use it. They don't use their planner for planning like I do. I put my appointments and such in it. They use it for more journaling type things. So like the highs and lows, brain dump, self-care, household. This one, they put their affirmation in the one thing box. They put their appointments right up below it. And then they're doing that gratitude, learning, accomplishment, and delight, and things to notice at the bottom. Amanda, I do that a lot too. I must admit, I'm behind on my daily rituals this month and I'm not going to get caught up. I'm looking forward to a fresh month. It happens to all of us, right? Um, Over here, this one, Boss's Day, World Menopause Day, little daily celebrations. Gretchen Rubin is one of my favorite authors, and she definitely recommends celebrating those small holidays. Then they also have their health, home, and work. Over here on the right-hand side, they listed in the one thing spot things that they accomplished, like the things that they cleaned. They have a verse, a quote, and an affirmation. And then I love this one as well. The dose, which is the dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. And you see here someone listed it as a reminder for themselves, and someone else is using, yes, it is yours. I've included this one. I love it so much. And I would love if you wouldn't mind sharing in the chat, how did you print this out to be so perfect, to fit in that spot? Did you just measure, like, look at that, guys. She's like a professional journaler. This looks so amazing. Just printed it on Word. It looks so great. I'm in awe, honestly. She's got that word of the day, her starfish. So it's the acronym SCAGT. So starfish, how did I make a difference? A compliment, give myself a pat on the back. Affirmation from Sonder Club, gratitude, one thing they're grateful for, the T for thank you, who am I thankful for today? And she also is including the Five Senses portrait from Gretchen Rubin's Five Senses book, which is also a lovely book. We are out of time, friends. This time went fast. I really do ask you, if you love what you have accomplished today, share it in Sonder Club. We love to see it. Refer a friend is still going on. If you are loving Silk and Saunders and want to save some money, that upgrade can save you over $100. See what's new in the app, and then also that YouTube link. It takes a few days for things to be there. The chat's not there, but still awesome. I do want to share my playlist. There's some really good songs on this one, but most of them were 4 minutes that I really wanted to listen to and we wouldn't have time. So maybe you'll enjoy that as well. I thank you for coming. I know that you're going to have an absolutely wonderful week. And those October socials should be posted relatively soon. So keep your eyes open for that. Have a great week.
jump.